it was definitely the smoothest international travel I've ever had, and much better than I was expecting, because, with all the, if you pay attention to the news and the media, like, they make it sound like Mexico is a complete shithole and they are scrutinizing the hell out of anyone coming in and out of it. And I did not get that. The going into Mexico, the Mexican, border patrol people, whatever, customs, they were much more strict than coming back. Yeah, absolutely. It was weird. Like, coming back into the States, like, the guy that stamped my passport wasn't even looking at me, and he was talking to someone else about telling a joke to someone behind him that he worked with, and just stamped my passport and went on. It was pretty weird.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. To where going into Mexico, they ransacked my bags and everything.
Yeah. You'd think it's the other way around.
Right.
By the way, I guess we make it seem.
Yeah. Yeah. But which, leads me into another aspect of the trip that I wanted to talk about, that, like, I the statute of limitations isn't up, but I actively and knowingly smuggled drugs into Mexico, and got my bag searched and was like freaking out,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't.
What'd you take with you?
Yeah, I took a whole smorgasbord. Everything was in capsules, and so I put everything in a like a Paul Stamets, whatever his mushroom company is.
It's like Nature Force or something like that.
I can't think of it. Host Defense or something.
Host
right?
Defense.
Yeah, Host Defense. So I had a Host Defense like Vitality Blend bottle, but there wasn't any in it. It was a whole bunch of microdoses, like probably like, I don't know, 2 to 3 grams of mushrooms in capsules, but in 0.15 grams of, like, in red. I took all the pills that I had left over from that microdose study, and then made the rest of the pills I had, the red opaque capsules, and put those filled those full of mushrooms. So I had that. I had a bunch of modafinil, just in case, like, I don't know why I took that. I didn't need. I wasn't like, I got to do some work while I'm down there. But I think I was just trying to have that down there. I'm not real sure why I took that, but that's a controlled substance anyway. I mean, I don't know what would happen if you got caught at the border with it, But
yeah.
And then I had a bunch of Phenibut, a bunch of which I don't think would be a problem. A bunch of kratom, which I don't know the legality in Mexico. I mean,
yeah, me neither.
So I didn't know about that one and whatever. And then I took a whole bunch, probably like about 25 of those cannabis capsules that I was talking about in that episode with your buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, now that is what I was the most worried about, obviously, but they smell. I mean, like it's not like if you were bringing weed in your bag or something like that, or if there was a dog, they had a dog sniffer, like they would obviously smell like flower more. But when you open a pill bottle that has these cannabis things in it, I mean, it hits you like like some dank right in the face. So I was like, I don't know how to. So I put those in the bottom of the pill bottle, and then put everything else. I sandwiched the kratom and the Phenibut, and then put the microdoses on top. But the thing is, we were taking our bags all around, throwing them in the car. Like they got jostled around.
Yeah, yeah.
And so anyway, we go through the whole flight, and they make you take your bag, and then you got to go through customs, and they make you push a button, and it's random, so that they can say that it was a random check. But like, if it's green, you just go on through, and they don't look in your bags. If it's red, you have to get your bag searched.
Okay.
So we went through everything. And I put it in my check bag, so like it wasn't a problem with like the X-ray machines and the carry-ons or whatever. Um, and so we were traveling with my wife's aunt and her cousin, and they pushed the button, it was green. They went through. I pushed the button, it was red. They're like, go in this line. I'm like, damn. and,
Of course,
and,
it's red.
yeah, and so like we get up there, and the guy like doesn't really speak English, and he like holds up his badge so that we could see that he's a agent, and he holds his hands up to show like I'm not planting drugs on you. There's nothing on me. And then just rifles through our bag. That took forever to pack too, And
that's always the worst.
Yeah, and this is what's weird is I put it in like the front pocket with like a bunch of other pills, like my wife's prescription pills, and like I took like valerian root with us, and those caffeine focus pills with L-theanine and all this, and then I just threw that host defense thing in there. Like, that's just a bunch of pills. They're not going to like really give this a once over,
Yeah.
And the guy like took all of the pill bottles out, and the only one he scrutinized was this host defense one. And he was like reading it and like looking at it and reading the back and looking at the picture. And then he opened it up and he's like shaking it around, and like there's 5 or 6 different pills in there. Like, and I was like, oh shit, and it smells like weed,
Yeah.
And I mean, he scrutinized the hell out of this bottle, and I had to have like just a beet red face, and I'm like, I don't even know what the deal is. Like, do they just send you back, or do you get fined? Do you end up in a Mexican jail? Like, it's not that big a deal. These aren't major drugs, and there's not a mass quantity, but like they probably can be a pretty big fucking dick if they want to be, and like I just landed in Mexico, and like, yeah, I was just like, oh shit, like this was a bad idea.
I'd be sweating.
Yeah, and so, I had to look guilty as fuck just because like I was like, oh, I fucked up, but yeah, I don't know. He just closed the top on it, and like,
then you just went on your way.
Well, no. So then, like, I had a backpack on, and he was like, and he was pointing at it, and I was like, okay. And I handed him the backpack, and he starts rifling through that, and I was like, shit, is he like looking for more? And he had all those pills still out, and I was like, are you done with this bag? And he's like, see, and like I just put everything back together, and then he threw out my deodorant, and we went on our way.